Hey everybody. Welcome back. It's time for another stream. Gonna play some RimWorld today. Long awaited. Some of you have gone insane in the last 7 days because you haven't had your fix. But that's what you didn't know. I'm the dealer. And you're subject to my stockpile, my availability. I got you dependent now. I'm gonna lead you around by the nose, like a carrot on a stick. I'm raising the prices. All subs are now 3 times more expensive. All follows are now 3 times more expensive. All chat messages are now 5 cents per message. Only on RimWorld streams. They're free on all the other streams. You know what? That's a great idea. Twitch could never do this because it would not be a good PR look. However, I think it would be hilarious and also fit certain streams to have a pay-to-win chat. Not like, oh, you're subscribed so you can chat. No. I'm talking about like you buy in for like $10, and $10 gets you X number of effectively channel points. And every single chat message will cost a certain amount of points as set by the streamer themselves. So you could, in theory, have a stream where every single message costs $100 to send. Or every single message costs 1 cent. You could get payphoned. Text messaging in 2004. Yeah, that's the funny thing. This isn't unique. It's already happened. And it still, I guess, does happen if you're doing long distance. I don't know if long distance probably still exists in some form or fashion. People did that on TV, though. Like Tim the Sorcerer is saying. You could there could be a live broadcast that you could send messages to or call. You'd have to pay out of pocket, like a collect call, to be transferred over, and then they might read it on the air. Out of minutes. Do you get any rollover minutes? I just love the fact that we have been scammed for all time by all the phone companies. They literally did this. This is what I'm describing, like, oh, it'd be funny if we could do that on Twitch of our own free will. You know, different streamers could lock it in for just certain broadcasts. For example, if I ever stream Undertale, I would charge $5 per message. Because I just don't want to read chat if I ever play Undertale on stream. Because I still never played it. I would make you have to pay to talk. I don't want to see random people coming in, the fanboys. That would be one use case. Anyways, phone companies have already done this. Because when cell phones were new, and I know many people are too young to have even remembered when cell phones were new. And when I say new, I don't mean like invented. I mean like becoming commonplace. Like when I was in high school, getting my cell phone was like a mark of independence. I don't think I had my first cell phone till maybe high school, like 9th grade, 10th grade, somewhere in there. And that was still like not everybody had one. And it was like I don't want to say status symbol, because it wasn't like a haha, look at me, I have a cell phone. Even though, like shoes, if you had a cooler one, like a Razor, or in my case, I had the orange Sony Ericsson slide phone, which was awesome. I loved that thing. If you had one, it was like, whoa, cool, you've got an awesome cell phone. Can I see pictures of fireworks on your cell phone? Back then, the phone companies, I'm being old man, not getting to the point. The phone companies had unlimited data plans. You say, well, they still do. No, they don't. You have people that are grandfathered into unlimited plans, and on top of that, there are unlimited plans. All unlimited plans now have data caps built into them. So they literally were the dealer. And they got everybody hooked on cell phones. They got everybody hooked on using the internet on your cell phone, using the networks, downloading music, watching videos. Wow, look at all these cool features. You can do this as much as you want. We just need you to sign up forever. And then once you do sign up, that's when they rip the rug out. So however many years back, they phased out, you know, it's some years back now. Unlimited plans, gone. Deleted. Totally removed. Oh, but it's okay, you'll get grandfathered in if you had an old one. Just never switch off of it because you can't go back. Data caps for everyone. Oh, and now that we've got you staying as a customer on your more expensive unlimited plan, you can't do that anymore. Wait, what? But I've had the same unlimited plan since the beginning of your entire service offering. That was the reason why I signed up with your company. Too bad. We can't afford it anymore. What do you mean you can't afford it anymore? You're getting like millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Your user base is expanding rapidly. Your infrastructure is expanding rapidly. You got 5G towers being burned down by the people. That's what they do. This business model is repeated far too frequently. Look, I'm gonna make a wild prediction, okay? And no one will be able to prove it because no one's gonna remember this prediction, not even me. My prediction is that Microsoft Game Pass is going to become so wildly successful over the next like couple years that 5 years from now, roughly, give or take a year or two, they're gonna do the same thing. Where instead of getting all the games on the Game Pass for one monthly fee, it's gonna be like split up into channels, or you're only gonna be able to do X number of games per month without getting a higher tier plan. The GameFly system. You can rent, let's say 3 games a month. What do you mean I can only rent 3 games a month? Well, it takes us like 5 days for us to receive the game and mail you a new one. So that's not factored into this limit, of course. But anyway, every company is doing it. Amazon Prime gets more expensive every like 2 years for the same service. The only thing they've added, which I admit that the Prime Video is a good feature to have, but that was added like 6 years ago. It's like old now. Amazon Prime used to be like $60 a year. Now it's what, like it was 120 in 2018. What is it now? I think it may still be 120. Dude, that honestly though, Amazon Prime when it first came out was probably the best value for anything I have purchased in my entire life, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Twitch partner. Because I was in college. I've had Prime since like 2010 or 2011. And when you got the school discount, because I don't even know if that still exists, but the school discount was like it was like $30 for like an entire year of free shipping. I guess the school discount still exists. Hey, remember when Photoshop didn't cost a monthly fee to use? Subscription service for Photoshop, one of the biggest software scams ever made. I could go on. There's more. Netflix. Everything, dude. Nothing stays the same. And you could say, well, that's because of inflation. And that's probably partially true. But you know what hasn't gone up? I really liked the Donkey video recently about the price of games. Because that's the thing I've been saying the whole time. We've had this argument in chat before about the price of games. And it's the TLDR. TLDR is video games used to be even more than they are now relative to inflation. Upwards of like $120 in modern day money for the oldest, like, origin games. And the price of games with inflation considered they're actually cheaper than ever before. Not even including free-to-play as a standard business practice now. And it's a small miracle that that's the case. So we're able to enjoy not just more games than ever before, more high production, high quality games than ever before. We have more choices, we have higher quality, we have higher production values, we have obviously more platforms, and we have more free options than ever before. And it's insane that it's stayed that way. $100 for like Tapper on the Nest. But anyway, if you haven't watched, it's a good video. I think it's like, is it Donkey's latest video? I really enjoyed it. What's funny is he even used some of the same graphics that I found on Google. We found like the same pictures because we've had the entire argument about this in chat like at least twice in the past. I was like, I know that magazine page. I've seen that. But anyway, let's do it a third time, baby. Nintendo never puts their main games on sale. That's right, because they don't have to. When the next Mario comes out, guess who's gonna buy it? Me. When is the next Mario coming out? I should honestly get... The thing is, I just know I'm never gonna play it. I want the Mario Switch collection, but I just know I'm never gonna play it because playing games off stream is hard, and playing Switch off stream is even harder for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. It's because they don't have a couch. That's why. Yeah, I bet if I had a couch, console games on my TV would be a lot more fun. Isn't that not for sale anymore? I believe it is. It's just the physical copy was a limited release, I think, right? The digital one is not limited? Pretty sure. I don't know why the physical one was limited anyway. Just buy a second gamer chair. Yo, my gamer chair is in the mail and it's coming in. It should be coming in within the next week. Should be coming in imminently. And I'm very excited. I hate that this defines me as a person, but the thing that I'm actually most excited about is that I don't have to assemble it. I don't have to put it together. I don't have to screw anything in. I keep seeing tweets from other people who are streamers, and Like they're putting together like new desks. They're putting together new streaming setups, and I think it was Bike Man who said, like, I spent 10 hours today putting together this desk and setup for my computer, and it looked magnificent. Like, it looked beautiful. However, how much money do I have to pay for someone else to do that for me? Because I'll pay it. Just name your price.
This is the sub sound.
I don't want to do that. That's the opposite of my personality. But the results are worth it. The hardest part is really not even putting up new stuff, it's taking down the old stuff and then moving it back. Like, I would never in 100 years allow you viewers at home to see like a behind the scenes of the conditions in which I stream. It's fairly disgusting in terms of just the layers of just junk and boxes and the cardboard, plastic. Men live like this and see nothing wrong with it. Here's the thing, okay? Men live like this, that part is true. I do still see what's wrong with it, though. I see what's wrong with it, but I still live like this. Too comfy to fix it. I wouldn't show you the conditions in which I watch your stream. That's fair. Half of you are on the toilet right now. I don't want to see what you see. All right. How does he know? Because you guys are gamers, and you got that toilet PC table set up. So you don't even have to get up. I remember that meme picture making the rounds like 7 years ago, and it's apparently still in circulation. Oh, no, not you again, music. This music. Okay, well, that song also ended at the exact same time. There it goes. It's back. Oh, have you appropriated that meme to Germa as well? Okay, I see. Germa community is a vacuum of memes. They steal other people's memes and then they like take off the watermark from whoever actually made it and then put their name on it instead. Speaking of, I got to see a good chunk of the Dollhouse stream today, and it was fantastic. And I'm looking forward to the next 2 streams. Extremely high production values. My favorite part. Ugh. I don't even know how to pick a favorite part. I wish it was possible to just. I feel like if chat could, they would buy. Like, if toilet was an option to purchase, they would just buy as many toilets as possible and then put all of them in the yard. But it was a good stream. I was laughing a lot. What were you voting for? I just was kind of clicking buttons. I wasn't really trying to like do anything in particular. But also I was getting ready. So I was kind of just watching it while I was getting ready. I just like the idea that there are, it's almost like watching a... Okay, this is very fitting analogy, actually. It's like watching a rat that is being experimented upon by, like, a scientific community. He is the rat in the rat maze, and all of the team, like all the production crew, all of the people putting like the purchased furniture and all of that are just putting things in at random to see how the experiment reacts to those things. And to see if they can escape through the window if the exit is blocked. To get the cheese. I was watching on mobile, so I had nothing to do. The extension worked on mobile. I was using it on the phone. But anyways, fun stream. We back for season 3. We are, yeah. That's exactly what happened. Though I have no idea what happened last time we were here. My memory has been effectively erased. Oh, I actually do remember what happened. What happened was we had just unlocked our ideology. Pinky was just converted from the jail cell, which we now have only one prisoner. So Pinky is currently pissed, in serious pain from, oh, we have muscle parasites. Childish Tin has asthma. We got muscle parasites on Y2B, Pinky, and Wraithen. So 3 people have muscle parasites, causing a lot of pain, lowering manipulation, which is going to make a lot of jobs fail, lowering moving, and making us sleep like twice as much. It's not good. All those things are bad. KJ posted a breakdown of the last stream in the Discord. Reposting the recap from the last stream. Colonists who died. Well, no, this is the overall. Colonists who died. Cheesecake twice. Blood loss and starvation. Head eaten by iguana. Addy was. Starvation. Toxmo. Starvation. Internet Jorge shredded by turret corpse. Exploded. Myers. Blood loss. Zicadian. Blood loss. Cute bussy. Infection. Temporary colonist. Pizza Rat. The Traitor. Oh, yes. Last episode was the Traitor episode. And Mostly Moist, also the Traitor. And Sherry's surprisingly not a traitor and exited the map peacefully. Chargoth abducted. Princey's possibly eaten. Notable events. Toxmo overcomes his paralysis an entire season early with 99% Psykite withdrawal. Gets up, immediately drinks Psykite tea before they can get cured. The turret explosion, yes, I didn't forget that. I've tried. Cheesecake snorting some yayo, going into a daze and walking directly into turret fire. A second and later third man in black appear. Yeah, I knew that. Wraithen and Joe Caleb are the third and second man in black. prisoner Chuck, the believer starves to death as soon as he leaves cryosleep. Yeah, that was a good clip too. A friendly beggar named Chimpanzee who wanted some medicine for a dying animal friend was obliterated by a colonist. Joe Caleb loses a leg, gets bonked on the other, but somehow prevents his own abduction through sheer force of will. Yeah, that was the finish line. Save the colony. Get up and just walk away from your captors. Religion was briefly dead before Childish Stin, a left-behind believer, crash lands in a pod. That's right, Childish Stin was the last living soul who believed in our ideology, and they just happened to come in a transport pod. So none of the original colonists are still alive at this point. And the ideology only persists because Childish Stin was able to get captured and converted over to a colonist. And from that point, converted Y2B Shears to the higher power and Pinky to the higher power. So now we have to work on converting Joe Caleb, Mr. Sharps, and Rathan so we get them off of Manporkism, Super Mormonism, and Interstellar Mankindism. Joe Caleb burns down the entire base stockpile with Mostly Moist inside. Joe Caleb attempts to eat Mostly Moist raw corpse, gets food poisoning, and then writhes one-legged on the ground for the next 17 hours, occasionally vomiting on the half-eaten, half-baked corpse on the table next to him. A wild man named Randolph is beaten up and put into cryosleep. Mr. Sharps joins. Etalyx has 5 different religions in the colony. Mr. Sharps, despite being a pacifist that refuses to fight raiders, goes berserk 3 times and fights other colonists and prisoners. Joe Caleb goes on an insulting spree, leading to a catatonic breakdown. Oh, that's what, yeah! Joe Caleb insulted, was it Childish Stin? So many times, I think it was a ×9 multiplier. That Childish Stin was so broken, their will, shredded with words, angry words, that they just collapsed into a catatonic breakdown from the force. It also caused a social fight, downing Mr. Sharps, a raid where Chargoth is yoinked, and then the third man in black spawn. Locking a door miraculously saves Joe Caleb's life? Yes, all that and more on Dragon Ball Z. Previous episode. Okay, so I think our initial concern is probably just preventing Pinky from having a mental snap. Serious pain, 8 raw food, sick, uncovered groin or chest, -4. 8 non-fungus plant cooked, uh-oh. How do you have both raw food and cooked non-fungus? My friend Cyro died, 17 days, 8 fungus, oh, the raw food and fungus are the same. Very low expectations, not low enough it seems. Okay, indeed. So, what do? We need to get you some pants. Not the trader pants. I might just have someone else take their pants off. This bio-coated Zeus hammer is going to be of absolutely no use to us. We need to find pants for you. Well, pants are queued. Do we have any nudists in the colony? I guess I could just take the pants off someone who is significantly happier. Like Y2B. And then force wear the cloth pants with Pinky. The other problem is Pinky is currently not assigned to any tasks. Ah. That must have been a problem for future me who is now present me. So why don't we fix that? You're too happy you've lost your pant rights. Correct. Pinky's actually a fine backup warden. Thanks. I'm allergic to wardens without pants. Actually, Pinky, you need to be the primary warden. Because you're just better than Childish Stin. Okay, what else? Smithing, tailoring, arts. Let's have you be a smith, then tailor, then crafter. That'll work. Dude, my allergies are going wild today. I think I stopped the stream as soon as we got Pinky attached. We need to give somebody the higher power roll. Wow, that was fast. I gave you pants, and apparently that was not good enough. Pinky is immediately having a tantrum. I did predict this. I did foresee this.
This is the sub sound.
But there is nothing I can do about it. And we'll smash up random items in their room. Ooh, I just saw Childish Tin go to plants level 8. Speaking of, Rock Lobster and Mad Dog Mac, certainly not the first Medicine Maker Dryads, but they are the ones that are still living. Are pumping out 8 more meds in 7 hours. All right, let me open Frame Capper. Music down a notch. Okay, let's just take it slow to get started because it's been a while since we played and I don't remember if there's anything else that I needed to settle. We're cooking fungus meals because we have 3 fungus believers now, so that's excellent. Y2B Shears is helping us with the Nutrifungus, which is almost ready for full harvest. A double bedroll is... Do you know how precious bedrolls are right now, Pinky? Do you know? Do you know how hard it is for us to get sheep wool in the desert? Randy sent us that sheep wool, and you have halved it already. I believe we are growing some cotton, yes. There is cotton coming in. That is not sheep wool, though. We also have, let's see, we got fiber corn for wood. There is a dead monkey right there that we can cook. And we need to get that machine pistol. Let's have somebody go do that. Mr. Sharps, could you haul the machine pistol back? This is the crop field that continuously burns down. Potatoes for the non-fungus eaters. We're gonna grow psychoid up here. Yeah, they got a lot of jobs to do. And we got psychoid going in down here, 74%, because we do need drugs. We are of the higher power. Right now we are tunneling, yes, but high life, that's the thing that we are going to need sooner rather than later. Because our colonists are pissed about not having a trip advisor. Maybe I'll make Pinky the trip advisor because I was gonna do that anyways, but we need to craft them. I think they need a cape and slice cap. Ooh, Mr. Sharps stole the slice cap. Ah. I see, we already have one. Wait, assign, outfit, anything. No slice caps, please. No capes, please. And we're gonna need to make another bed. We should have, yeah, we have sandstone in here. Do we have a married couple, so I guess they'll get, who's married? Are they dead? I think they're dead. Who was married? Let's make another, poor quality. Let's make another sandstone bed. I believe the dead are Addie and Cheesecake? It was Addie and somebody. Party! Mr. Sharps is throwing a party. If only Pinky could attend. Everyone who goes will gain recreation and social energy. Okay, let's do this. You guys have a free... Oops. Free schedule, so that it's not, the party is not interrupted. I need you all. This is going to be excellent. Did something else get deleted? Okay, Pinky, please go to the party. I know you just got a catharsis from finishing unbottling your feelings, but you go to the party too, Childish Stin. I need everybody to go. Wraithen, you go to the party. Wake up. Now, what are you talking about down here? Pinky and Mr. Sharps are chatting about facial hair while you guys chat about the topic of life after death. Hey, do you think everybody who died to make this colony possible is in a better place now, or are they just 6 feet under some sand, loosely piled on top of their bodies? Here lies Chimpanzee. There's Pizza Rat, the Traitor, Cheesecake, Addy, Myers, Toxmo, Zicadian, and Q-Bussy. Wow. We are all over the board there. Someone's trying to convert someone else. Interesting. All right, I got blow my nose. I am convinced that all antihistamines are placebo pills. There's nothing actually inside of them. They're just little white sugar discs that don't do anything. Why are you sleeping on top of the prisoner in the prison cell? Okay, let's do this. Let's make this for prisoner... Actually, let's just make this for Pinky. We'll give you your old cell back, because we're gonna need to make use, like, the ideology needs a TripAdvisor. And you are the one. So this is gonna have a few effects on the colony. Number one, we're gonna have somebody who can actually use the convert ability to try to start getting the other colonists on board with our ideology and or the prisoner Jade, if we want to do that first. But they will need a cape and a slice cap per ideology. The ideology, I guess I gotta put that back in the title for people who come in late. Or not from earlier streams, rather. If you want to see our ideology in detail, the ideology command still works. So, Pinky's going to have two things. One, what that does is remove the debuff for the need for that position, because that role's been filled. So it makes Childish Stin and Y2B Shears happier, but it makes Pinky like a +1, because it was a -5 for needing someone to fulfill the role, and it's a -4 for not having the correct clothes. So we can fix half of the clothes restrictions with the slice cap, and then we need to make a cape. And that only then will they have the -4 removed. Okay, so Jade, how are you? Yo, you're a reformed masculinism. Ah. That was the same as the first Man in Black, as it happens. All right, can you drop that meal? Oh, you actually can't. There's a cooldown now. I think that's a recent change. The abilities are actually on a cooldown for like 20 hours. I don't believe they were previously. Speaking of changes, there's another huge patch getting ready to come out. Probably either this week or next, early next. It's always been that way? I don't think so. I have definitely made people a roll and then instantly used the ability before. Speaking of instantly using the ability, you can actually skip the queue, and this is still bugged. So if you do have a brand new moral guide roll, you can actually just right-click on your ideogram and start a conversion ritual power. Actually, did they take conversion ritual off of moral guide? Huh. So this is a separate thing. So maybe it wasn't supposed to be on the global cooldown, because it's not even a button anymore. Interesting. So maybe it was actually fixed. Which is good, because that means it wasn't always intended that convert ability and conversion ritual be two powers not on the same global cooldown. Oh. The reason I don't even know that yet is because we've actually spent the last week, well, obviously I haven't played this game in like 6 days, but before then, we didn't have an ideology for like all the streams of this colony. So we haven't been able to actually do any of the abilities or powers. So I think that was probably patched like well over a week ago, and I just haven't had the opportunity to even see it yet. So what that means is we should probably do a conversion ritual if the expected quality is terrible, though. The room impressiveness sucks. But you can't lose anything on someone who's already at full belief, I don't think. So we may as well try to convert Mr. Sharps, I think, because you don't lose anything if it fails. All right, let's do that. Joe Caleb is about to have a mental snap, though. Let's try this. Speaker, Pinky. Convertee, Mr. Sharps. Very low chance of impacting in the positive. We actually have a 30% chance almost of it being ineffective, 10% chance of it being absolutely terrible, and like a 60% chance of it doing anything at all. I'll have to flip that weighted coin. Let's do it. Can we... No, we don't. Only lifted can spectate. Oh, Pinky's at the podium. Where is... Oh, Childishton's coming. Aren't we... Oh, Mr. Sharps has already been laid down on the ideogram. What are you talking about in here? Pinky offered thoughts on false other beliefs, the moral structure of the universe, the wrongness of apostasy. Mr. Sharps and Pinky chatted about loving. Hey, Mr. Sharps. Why don't you lay down right there? Think about all the beautiful narcotics we're gonna have in this colony in time. And how it will help us progress towards the future. Don't you want to belong somewhere, Mr. Sharps, instead of super Mormonism? Nobody here even believes the same thing that you believe. Extremely effective, in my opinion. The conversion ritual was effective. The speech not only delivered solid arguments and visibly swayed the convertee's thoughts, but kept the crowd entertained. Everyone participating in the ritual gets a +3 mood for 6 days, and it was a 30% hit to Mr. Sharp's, what's the word? Certainty. Good stuff. But yeah, that's cool, because that means, since we can do conversion ritual independent of convert, we get to use both. So conversion ritual's benefit is that everybody who goes, if it goes well, gets that +3 mood, which is actually huge for us right now. Because it stacks with the party, had a good time at the party, the conversion ritual went well, the speech was stirring and enjoyable. I need help staying away from these poor moods. Keep the colony moving forward. And secondly, it was 30% is pretty big for just a single attempt. I think we'll use the next one on Jade, or like the actual single target convert ability rather. All right, what do we got? Tattered apparel on Joe Caleb, who doesn't have a bed. We also just don't have a single really good builder, sadly. And the both possible builders, nope, Joe Caleb does not have muscle parasites. Therefore, your manipulation's better. Therefore, I'm gonna have you work on the bed. Build your own bed. So I missed a couple of the RimWorld streams. Well, you've had 6 days to catch up on any of the VODs, Ravsol, so I'm not gonna explain shit. Bring your own stream. Hello, Shadowfox. How are you? Chat comes in here and wants a personal recap of things that happened 12 days ago in real life. Anyway, it actually is a good VOD. Because the fact that you and many other people continuously come in and be like, whoa, I can't believe the colony is still alive. And we did it without reloading a single save. It is honestly nothing short of a miracle. I would love to say it was because of my intense skill and my years of RimWorld practice, but in reality, it was just a combination of dumb luck, hilarious storytelling, and some... There was a hefty amount of micromanagement, you know? I would say it was like 1/3 skill, 1/3 dumb luck, and 1/3 just RimWorld being RimWorld. I've watched so many VODs just to witness colonies die. Yeah, took a while to get to this point. And even so, we don't really have much to say for ourselves. Anyways, let me scroll up. I'm doing good. I feel a lot better today because I actually got some sleep. The pups are feeling good. I think everybody is healthy. Medicine has worked, and everybody's chilling. So I think today's a good day. It's good to get back into the RimWorld saddle. I'm just taking it slow. That's why I'm only going at 1x speed, so I can kind of talk to chat. And just kind of hang out for a minute, kind of get our Randy feet once again before we start speeding up. I just don't want to overlook anything because I am intentionally not save scumming, so I don't want to go 3x, have forgotten something that I meant to do, and then kill the colony after all this time. But yeah, I went to bed a little earlier last night. For me, 4 a.m. is early. It was like 3:30. Much earlier than the 6 to 7 a.m. I have been going to sleep, or even later, actually. Which, some of it was my choice, and some of that was not my choice. But, do what you gotta do. But I went to bed early, got to sleep for a full, uninterrupted 7 to 8 hours. Like a baby. And, very comfy. I got some coffee with some espresso today. I think that was my other problem. I didn't have any coffee yesterday, or maybe even the day before. So I was having some caffeine withdrawals. So I'm back on track. Back on track. What? Oh, what's up? We got a bunch of medicine out here that's kind of just spoiling. I think Y2B Shears is doing a good job. I think I'm just gonna have Pinky come out and manual haul this after cutting the rock. Problem with rock cutting is it's not a job they enjoy or can be passionate about. So since they're just in this dark, smelly room, it's just gonna be a constant kind of unsightly environment, darkness debuff, until we get things better. Oh, they're also not even on a schedule for the party earlier. Oops, I literally just erased that. So let's get them up. You guys have had some nice rest yourselves, Wraith and Joe Caleb and more. All right, what do we need to be doing? Probably stopping Joe Caleb from having ratty apparel. It's the helmet, I think? Disturbed sleep times 2. You shouldn't be because you're in a room by yourself. But your mood should be going up now. Caffeine withdrawal will creep up on you. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's like a real issue, but I don't realize it's happening until it's like, why do I feel so bad? And it's usually that. Hey, where are my spaceships? I'm probably gonna build some more spaceships tomorrow. Probably gonna, why didn't they only pick up, can you only carry 8? There's 8 more out here. How often are these coming out? Every 2 days? Actually, in 2 more hours. This happens fast. And also, Childish is tending this. We just got to the 50% marker, and we're getting another immature dryad in less than a day. So it's about to be 3. Boom, there it is. There's about to be 3 dryads out here, giving us 12 meds every 2 days, which is pretty great. Caffeine withdrawal became more of a thing after I started on cold brew coffee. Cold brew is good, but yeah, it is just much more concentrated, right? That's great for the desert biome. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with the dryads. Because right now, planting, we just got like 2 colonists who can do planting pretty well. Y2B shears, but it's still the amount of time that it takes to plant heel root and harvest it, and the time it takes to grow on 70% soil is ridiculous. So these medicine dryads are very, very useful. And then once we have 4 of them running around, as long as we can keep them alive and keep the connected pawn alive, then we have,
This is the sub-sound.
you know, 8 meds coming out every 2 days. Which you may think, how much is that really? It's actually a lot. Wait, did I say 8? I meant 16. 16 meds every 2 days, because math is hard. Really? Okay. It hadn't even been 30 minutes in the game, but here you go, I guess. Oh, also, Pinky should... Wait, you're drinking Psykite? Uh-oh. This is not very yo of you, Mr. Sharps. Mr. Sharps is on an insulting spree. I saw what happened last time. And I can simply not allow this to repeat itself. Drop that meal and drop that attitude. Mr. Sharps insulted Wraithen's clothes and then was picked up promptly and released. So, while that temporarily solves the issue, it does create a 12-day -6 debuff, which is still better than stacking in... Ooh, rebuffed? I attempted to create a romance, but I got the cold shoulder with Childish Stint. Sorry, I only take higher power pawns as my lovers. All right, Pinky. Wait, did you get the Did you get the Psykite? Yeah. I love having this energy. Sweaty, slept in the heat. How hot is it? It's hot, but we're in the mountain. We should have some wood stockpiled. We don't. No wood. Literally none. Oh, there is some. Still not much. Pants! Pinky failed to convert Jade, but the conversion reduced their resistance to 39%. Okay, that's pretty good, though. Wait, this is not... Pinky, don't you have other jobs? Who's making capes? Nobody's making capes. Uh-oh. Jade has gone berserk, minus 35. God, I'm tired. Everything's so slow and boring. Especially me. You're gonna be a problem. You're gonna be a consistent problem. And they're off. You got what you came here for, I guess. It's open, Jade. It's open. Come on in. Why are you bleeding?
This is the sub sound.
Pinky beat Jade in the right ring finger and destroyed the finger. Okay, well, not ideal. How I love lowering the manipulation of my crafters and mining colonists. It's great. Anyway, good job, chat. You continue to impress. And we're gonna need a dock. Probably Childish. Actually, the medicine's right there, Childish. Oh, speaking of picking up medicine with your doctor. Chat, I'd mentioned that there's a big update coming to RimWorld. Big update coming to RimWorld. I think it's on unstable right now. And there's a lot of patch notes. I got to see most of them. One of the patch notes is doctors will no longer use or prioritize lower quality medicine that's in their inventory when higher quality medicine is both allowed and available to use on a designated colonist. So we won't have to worry about them picking up 3 heal root automatically. Then we want to use Glitter World on somebody, but they don't use the Glitter World and they use their pocket heal root instead. And then we can actually use the assignments to make them carry the medicine we want them to carry. And that'll be extremely convenient. But that's just one of the changes. The biggest change, they actually, I don't want to say gave in, but if I was the developer, I would be too stubborn to do this. So I applaud the devs for not being stubborn and for listening to their whiny fan base who demanded the ability to have a mode in the game where you can start with basically no ideology and then over time develop the ideology with some kind of point system by completing different ideological objectives. So they actually are adding the mode that everybody was crying about on the forums. Which, you know what? More options are good. So they are clearly listening. But how could they not? Because we're so collectively noisy and annoying that they probably are covering their ears as hard as they can, and they still can hear us through the wall, screaming. You can still keep it static if you want, right? Yeah, it's just it's a mode that's being tested right now. It is in development, and you'll probably see the first iterations in the next patch. Let me make sure nobody is set for... How much heal root do we have in stockpile? 7? We got a bunch of medicine out here, though. I'm just gonna let everyone use heal root. I know we have a bunch of muscle parasites that's gonna eat through it, but that's why we have the heal root. I just need someone to haul it. Or some ones. There was also, I thought there were a few more things. It was a lot of patch notes, so I don't remember off the top of my head. Ooh, 8% certainty reduction on Jade's pretty good. They're no longer incapable of walking after that beatdown they had to receive from going berserk. Ooh, and we got a new baby dryad. The third baby dryad. Childish Thin doing a good job. So what we're gonna do is kind of start moving the needle just one step up, get closer well, actually, I'm just gonna allow you to go all the way up here so we can get the fourth dryad. So each of these little pips on the bar is how you get the maximum number of dryads for a single Garanland tree. So we just got the third one, and now we can start working on the fourth one. Wraithen is broken inside and become obsessed with corpses. The final straw was no recent conquest. Oh, that was one of the big changes. So I believe ideological buildings won't be demanded by colonists who are in ideologies who don't have at least 3 people. Basically some tweaks to the balance of having a bunch of different ideological colonists in the same colony. And different ideologies kind of have some more steps in between them getting pissed. Like the tree lovers, I think, have a gradient for like cutting down trees at different parts of the game, so it's not quite as harsh at the beginning of the game. There was a bunch of stuff. We'll look at the patch notes once it actually gets put through to stable. We'll take a peek at them then. I don't want to look at them until they're all ready. Oh, that was the one! And yet, I'm still going to keep talking about them. I did mention on the last stream how it seems super OP to be able to kind of micromanage which of your colonists were assigned to a certain role. I don't remember what the context was, but I mentioned like how easy it was basically to say, oh, this trip advisor or this moral guide, that's my moral guide role. This moral guide is incapacitated. I'll just remove them and make this person the moral guide instead so we can keep using our powers. And how easy it was to swap. Not so anymore. After the unstable becomes public and on the stable branch. Instead of a -5 moodlet for removing someone from a role, it will be -15 times 3. So I guess while you can still move the rolls around, it's gonna be a lot less cheesable because -15 is pretty harsh. And there's a side effect of this. When you arrest a colonist, it automatically removes the roll. However, I don't think you get a debuff if you give them the rollback once you release them. I think it removes the debuff if they get the rollback. But yeah, -5 was way too easy. -15 is going to make that, I think, much less cheesy. Because you will have to remove them at your own risk. You are a moodlet, Mr. Streamer. Thank you. I am a moodlet. Mr. Sharps, Depressive, was imprisoned, unsightly, underground or outdoors. I don't know how to make you guys less angry, and also, I don't think I have any extra jobs for you to do right now. I just need the plants to be planted, I need the rocks to be cut, I need the stuff to be hauled, and I need the ground to be clean. That's it. And I need you to get all the mood breaks out of your system so you can get some catharsis and we can move on. So I think we're just chilling. Do I have any, like, tasks I need to assign them? I don't think I do. Alright, I know Psykite is a big deal, but you literally just regained the ability to walk, Jade. Seconds ago. And I don't even think I need a full army to take you down. I think Joe Caleb might be able to do it by themselves. If they can land a hit. You're too dodgy. And I'll even sweep the dirt off your bed. In fact, I'll repair your bedroll. Put that Psykite withdrawal down. Jade is no longer incapable of walking. Should I remove your legs? I'm just kidding, we can't do that. And let's finish this bed. Is Joe Caleb still hopping around on one leg, or have we at the very least given him a peg leg? Well, at the very least, you need medicine to perform a surgery. So, at the very least, no, we have not, because you get the point. Also, a wooden leg in this economy? Are you kidding me? I can't even afford to lose one wood. By the way, thanks for all the beginning of stream subs. Welcome back, Leisure Domain, gifting a sub to Frost J. What's up, Leisure Domain? I'll look at that quest in a second. General Planet, people arriving for 9 months. Hello, General Planet. Thanks for the slub. Stardock, people arrive, season 3. Hopefully, we make some good progress today. It would be nice to not have a constant source of stress. We're just starting off slow right now. Randy hasn't even had more than 2 or 3 days to do anything. I don't really need him to do anything, because we still don't have a lot of food. And it looks like we don't have any meals prepared. Okay, I need to pay attention to that. Why is Mr. Sharp's not cooking? We might be out of fuel. Ooh, we're out of non-fungus. That's what it is. We're out of non-fungus. Cannot make Psykite tea. Let's just cook some meals. So we have to make fungus meals even if you don't like fungus. Boris's insects. Boris Whitehead, exochrome counts, that's an unfortunate last name, is facing repeated infestations at sites near Fort Winty. He wants to draw the infestations to you. This will provoke an infestation of 7 hives. 4 mercenary snipers will be placed under your control. You have to feed and house them, but they may die without consequence. Now, I like the 4 merc snipers, but 7 hives is quite a lot for this group. And I don't think it's worth it just for a Psylink Neuroformer, even though that would be useful in any other circumstances. All right, here's some fungus meals. I heard somebody crunching on raw food, you dingus. It's right there. You could have just eaten it. I gotta start micromanaging you guys. Malnourished, then eat. Malnourished, then eat. There's food. Why are you literally starving? Okay, good. I like that because you're gonna love the fungus. You're gonna hate the fungus, but at least you're not malnourished anymore. Ah! I thought you liked the fungus! I'll see you in 2 days, Traustein. Wandering around in a psychotic state because it's a little ugly. Okay. Also, we have no joy because I don't know where the hoopstone ring went again. Did I move it? Is it just dead? There was a hoopstone ring right here. Someone must have killed it. And they do have the Game of but that's probably not enough by itself. This is like the 3rd or 4th time we have put it back. See, it's these little things. This is why I'm taking it slow, because there's little... You're going to have a mental break on the way back, huh? I'm ready. Because you got to go through 4 doors to get there. And no, I'm not leaving any doors open. Leaving doors open will be the death of this colony. Mark my words. Either because of the... You remember when the raid came through earlier? What is your chance of success, Joe Caleb? To make a hoopstone ring. It's 86% success chance. How did I just roll 2 14% fail states in a row? Starvation. Have you been trying to build this for so long that you're started to starve? Go eat then, and then build the hoopstone ring, I guess. Oh my god, this guy. Also, Joe Caleb has come to like all of the last 3 or 4 streams like, where's Rimworld? I want to see my character. Where am I? And I don't even see you in chat, Joe Caleb. Show yourself. Because here it is. It's finally here. Are you satisfied now that you failed to building all these hoopstone rings? Oh my god! 3 in a row? How? Useless! Oh, unbelievably cursed! The Raiders have sensed that the hoopstone ring is being rebuilt and have decided to strike in order to stop it from happening again. Look at these spiky hairs. This is gonna be tough. The double machine pistol is the scariest, for sure. Do they have any armor? I mean, technically parkas are armor, but not really what I mean. Flak jacket. 1 flak jacket and guns. I was actually just thinking about the fact that my colonists do not have gear right now. So why to be shears? Please get the trader vest. I always say trader. I know it's tainted. And the Equa. Pinky. Wait. Pinky's also melee. Mr. Sharps is a pacifist. I don't think 3 melee's wrong here. Pinky grabbed the helmet. And I guess a knife. Childish Stin. Oh, no. Childish Stin's in a psychotic wander. It's possible that the Raiders will wander here to plan. And if they do, there might be an interaction between the two. And we're missing 1 gunner, of course. Which is less than ideal. I'm not even going to let you finish. Okay, I'll let you finish. You made the hoopstone. Congratulations. We're going to have to get you all into position to react. Mr. Sharp's can doctor. Tending to Pinky. How are you tending to someone who's standing up? Okay, they're actually just gonna wait up there. That being said, I don't think we can wait, because Psychotic Wander is very long one. We have to go first. I think we're going to lose, and I'm a little afraid right now. Without Childish Stin's firepower and possible Y2 Okay, that is very helpful right now. Every male colonist smiles with contentment. Some distant engine of happiness is stirring, projecting a psychic drone onto the site through an orbital amplifier tuned to only affect males, which helps Y2B Shears, who is currently also Mr. Sharps. They're both that plus 16. Calming voice at the back of my mind, soothing me, settling my nerves. Also, Joe Caleb only has one leg. So we're gonna have to, like, I don't know how we're gonna do this. We don't have enough range. And we're gonna have to walk in real slow while they pepper us with bullets. I don't like these odds. But also, I don't know what else to do, because if we just wait, Childish Stin is basically dead. And if we go first, we have the benefit of trying to lure them around this kind of corner. Why is Y2B Shears also... Oh, dude, we have muscle parasites! We do have muscle parasites. That's why everyone's so slow. We could use Mr. Sharps as bait. The problem with this is if I peek, they can shoot me back with no cover. Let's see. Easy there, killer. Let's see how far Onesen goes. Mr. Sharps actually is like the fastest colonist. Look at this ambush. Hey, what's up, nerds? Hey, look at me! Hey, look at me! Come over here! Guys, come on! What do I do? What do I do? A revolver and 2 machine pistols is going to destroy us, but we're about to lose! We're about to lose! Chad, what do I do? Mr. Sharps, like, is the doctor. Are you ready for, like, the shittiest plan? You ready for the shittiest plan, chat? Here we go. Here we go! Ow! Oh my god. What the hell do I do, dude? What the hell do I do? We just have to hope overwhelming numbers win! What's happened so far? Wild slammed Y2B Shears with the revolver barrel, bruising his right leg and tibia. We've only got 1 hit on you so far. We're already in medium... Everyone's in medium pain, suffering from malnutrition! Kill 1. Quickly, kill that one. They're beginning their assault, but we got 1 kill. Wraithen, move up. Caleb. Ooh, that flak just tanked the shotgun shot. Get in there. Move, Y2B Shears. No, the trade. No. You're not even bleeding. The sheer force of the flak vest actually just saved your life, I think. It cracked your spine. That probably would have been a terrible, terrible shot. Friendly, what do you mean friendly fire? I don't see any friendly fire, chat. This is, there's no friendly fire. Oh, on the other guy. Yeah. We just have to stand here. gun! Rathan, I want to... Oh, you only have a 2. Okay, I'm willing to forgive you, but I need you to land a hit because Pinky is about to be downed, and we're gonna have some problems then. Are you bleeding? How about tend to yourself, since you're just kind of standing here? Okay, well, Rathan tanked another shot, dead in 19 hours, but we did get them to retreat. Kevin, you better run, because I'm coming for you. We do have a potential prisoner. Actually, we can't catch you because of muscle parasites, so let's just stay here. Hey, we need these guns. And how long till you're dead? 4 hours? Shot off left leg. Oof. Oof. Rathan and Pinky need tending, but are in no immediate danger. Any of you guys carrying meds besides Mr. Sharps? Oh, you actually... Man in Black Rathan still has 5 medicine on their pocket, like regular medicine. I didn't know we had that. Mr. Sharp's kind of taking a long time. One of you guys is a doctor. Pinky is a doctor. All right, everybody go group up here. Mr. Sharps, could you tend to Pinky? And Joe Caleb, could you rescue Y2B Shears? And then what? Rathan, could you just go get in like a hospital bed and we'll meet you back at the base? Okay, we'll tend muscle parasites later. Hey, guess what you can do now, chat? Did you guess, as of the patch from like a week ago, you can now field tend to downed raiders who would die in 3 hours, which is probably less time than it would take to haul them all the way back to your base and put them inside of a room? Because that's exactly what you can do. And this is why it's so useful. Because we just gave you 11 hours. Now, there's no bed. There is a bed now. I'm curious who is going to mental break on the way back to base. The good news is that you guys are still alive. We just need to finish tending Rathan. Or actually just do regular tending. But we don't have any more heal root, so I don't know if it's better just to field tend you with no medicine or wait and get medicine on the way back. God, it's so far to base. This is all your fault, Childish Den. But I think it's too early to celebrate just because of the moods of everybody. And there it is. I know you all too well. Pinky has flown into a murderous rage and has decided to kill Rathan. The final straw was, I'm sleepy. All right, I have an opinion for these exact scenarios. My opinion is, how come we get a mood buff for beating a mech hive, but we do not get a mood buff for defeating a raid? Huh? We should get at least a +4 or a +5, just something to offset the sheer amount of debuffs you get just for walking across the map to fight a raid. Doesn't have to be crazy, just the same thing. The only people who actually benefit are extremely bigoted colonies like our Unnerved Witnesses were right now, which is not the norm, that is the exception. Okay, well, what are we gonna do? You've got a knife. We can arrest you, but you're gonna get shanked first. God, there's so many things. Wraithen is got so many debuffs too. Are we just gonna risk it? Pinky just has to miss. If Pinky just misses the first swing, then it's fine. And this. Oh, what the hell? Oh no! No! Why? One single jab and you're down. Oh my god. This. You're dead. You're actually dead. Because Joe Caleb will never catch you. And Mr. Sharps won't make it there in time. This is unbelievable. Shooting you is not going to do anything. Well, it might, because you're in severe pain. Holy shit. All right, we're going to have to use the emergency stack of medicine. Joe Caleb, thank you for landing some very accurate shots. Now, who can doctor? Mr. Sharps, we got some conflicting things. I think we're just gonna have Y2B Shears is not even bleeding, so they're fine. Sky the prisoner's got 9 hours. We may be able to salvage this. That was a miracle. I had to make a call. We're just gonna use the medicine. Pinky's got 17 hours. Can we just rescue? Sorry, we have to do this micromanagement. Rescue Pinky. Wait, sorry, wrong. Pick up medicine. Joe Caleb, rescue Pinky. Okay, you got the right medicine. Oh no. Oh no. Pinky, using their knife, severed Wraithen's leg. So we've got another missing leg. Okay, that's actually better than I thought. For a second, I was holding my breath because I thought you had no legs and you were going to be bedridden. But this still sucks. Okay, tinned. Do we have any? If only we had another colonist who could doctor with employable professional level skill and was mere feet away that could stop this disaster from happening. We're just gonna do another one. All right, you got 11 hours, but we're standing here, so just do one more. I'm sorry about losing Sky. Well, actually, we're not going to lose Sky. Okay, so you should be no immediate danger. You got a cut in the foot. Mr. Sharps just rescue Wraithen. Joe Caleb, you're doing great. Go get Sky. What a mess. It's not even over. Mr. Sharps could snap, which is extremely likely. Now we have to make some decisions. I think we just have to tend Pinky. And I'm gonna hold these doors open. I'm gonna let Joe Caleb go eat. 7 hours, 14 hours. Wraithen has been mostly tended. Do we have any other docs? God, I need Childish to do something. So I'm gonna use... Does Wraithen need to eat? No. Pinky doesn't need to eat. Sky needs to eat. Okay, now... Just pick that up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Eat! Mr. Sharps is going to mental snap. Mr. Sharps has got... Oh, no. Mr. Sharps got an infection. Who's going to fix that? Who is gonna fix that? One single gunshot, dude, with a self-tinned of 32% quality is just super unlucky. I think the only solution is a self-tinned because no one else is available. And we'll just use better quality medicine. I don't know. Just buy us some time. Y2B shears can walk, but their manipulation's so bad. We got a 62% tinned on the infection. That makes me feel a little better. Y2B shears, walk yourself in, please. We're gonna give you guys the day off after that. Wraithen is still bleeding, so it's not quite done yet. Nope. Heal roots. I guess go get that one, whatever. Oh, you can walk again. Interesting. Someone will be out to get you as fast as they can. Uh-oh. Oh, that's good. Mr. Sharp's spirit is broken. I mean, it's bad because he's a doctor. As a result, he was forced to question everything. His certainty in Reformed Super-Mormonism has been reduced to 24%. He's wandering in shock while grappling with his beliefs due to poor mood at being imprisoned. Well, the wandering's bad, but the crisis of belief is good. At least we tended before he started wandering. So we have 11 hours of buffer before we need to tend again while he wanders. Okay, everyone is technically not bleeding. Which is really all you can ask given the circumstances right now, I think. It looks like the snap's already over. And we got people who are ravenously hungry, and there's only one person. Childish Sin, please, God, just come out of the psychotic wonder. I need help. Joe Caleb needs your help. Everybody is starving because they can't walk themselves to the kitchen to get a delicious fungus snack. Oh no. Huh. It just keeps piling on.
This is the gift sub sound.
Trial.
Joe Caleb has flown into a sadistic rage and wants to vent his anger on the prisoners due to a poor mood. The final straw was recreation. Starved. Okay. I don't think anyone can stop you. So are you just going to kill them? Because if you're going to kill them, you're going to cause even more spiraling conflict. Because everyone in the colony is going to get a prisoner die debuff, and we're going to have even more mental snaps. Could lock the door. Why does everybody think you can lock doors in RimWorld? That has never been a feature. I think you guys are all just playing with mods. I just finished my first law school assignment. Congratulations, Ice Screwy. You can. False. Mental state pawns do not respond to forbidden doors, so you cannot lock doors. But go ahead, triple down. Joe Caleb, the guy who kept fussing at me, making me catatonic. I'm not going to help him, even if it was the last dude in the colony. Childish Stint, please. Relax. I think I have to let this happen, because Mr. Sharps is incapable of violence, and Y2B Shears can barely stand up. So... not like we wanted another mining, crafting, intellectual colonist that we had been almost ready to convert or anything. I guess I could just go try and arrest you, but then, oh god, this sucks. I don't know if we can even get to you in time. Wait, where you? Hang on, before we arrest you, let me see. Where you go? Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay, I'm glad I didn't arrest you. That was less intense than I thought it was going to be. Vivo comfy. No one's gonna help Jade. Okay. This is chaos. I assumed that you would do what normally happens. So what's funny about the prisoner rage is if the first prisoner bests them in combat, they will actually go to the other prison cell and fight the other prisoner. But apparently, if they down... well, actually, Sky can't walk. That's what it is. So I think if Sky could walk, he would have gone Jade to Sky. But since Sky is incapacitated already, they didn't go in to beat Sky. Stop tagging me for stuff you don't even know what you're talking about. Actually, you know what? The backseat tag's coming back. So you don't have any excuse. All right, Mr. Sharps, your infection is really progressing poorly considering how good your tind was. You had a 62% self-tind. And it's not improving. Good God, everyone, please. Pinky is pigging out on food due to poor mood. Intense pain was the final straw. I hate this. How much time do we have, Mr. Sharps? Oh, it actually is. We have 4 hours. Childish Den, could you wake up? The reverberating effects of that raid, despite winning. It doesn't feel like we won. Prisoners currently starving. Childish is awake. Oh my god. Childish is awake. Hallelujah. Alright, we're gonna tend now. And then we're gonna feed the prisoners. I'm just gonna burn through the we have the good medicine to save the colonists for a reason. We might be able to get away with Heal Root because Childish Din is pretty good at medicine, but I don't want to chance it. 90%. All right, now we'll go back to heal root. The medicine exists to save lives, and that we will do. Why are we just gonna feed you raw fungus instead of this fungus? I guess it's not gonna make, well, actually, you got double catharsis right now. I'm assuming you're on the wrong meal type. No food. Who's got this reserved? Y2B? Okay, who's the cook? Also, Mr. Sharps. Mr. Sharps? Could you get up and cook for us?
This is the sub sound.
God, we went through those meals so fast. Micromanagement levels are off the charts right now. Ugh, starvation. I see it. Oh my God, is this bugged? No, it's just times progress. Dude, we got 25 heal root out here. Why is Y2B Shears recruited? I don't know what's happening. What did I do? This colony is still alive. No, you're hallucinating. You're not even on a stream right now. You're sitting in an offline chat, hearing things in your room. Could somebody feed Wraithen, please? Okay, food exists. Starvation no longer exists. That's actually very dangerous malnutrition. In extreme pain, low consciousness, no moving, blood loss, muscle yeah, there's a lot of stacking combos. Malnutrition could, you know, tip the scales if we're not careful. Don't consume raw fungus, you idiots. I think I know why you're consuming raw fungus, though. I think it's my own fault. I think I'm just gonna have to allow the heathens... Wait, no, why are you getting raw fungus? I don't know, maybe both piles were reserved at the same time? It's not my fault. Hey, let's look at some subs. How about some slubs that I missed earlier? Welcome, Street Water. Thank you for the fresh Prime sub. Let's look at some things that make me happy. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. Snardock, thanks for 34 months. People Arrive Season 3, pump it, baby. I'm glad you're excited. I think I saw General Planet earlier. J-Web, what up? Thanks, J-Web. Rob a bank with Bagel. Bagel's name is back. Imagine subscribing to this Etalyx guy.
This is the gift sub sound.
Trial.
Don't let your dreams be memes. Capito and Takiti also sharing some primes.
The gift sub sound.
Trial.
Strategic chat members waiting until I look at subs to sub at that exact moment. But what's up, Capito Taki? Crather get this up to Skays13. Or Skis. It's Skis. And Paul says, streamer got good. Something like that. Azareth and Salvage Drifter, thanks for the double gift sub. Welcome, Abical P. Tycon. I tried. Dazarth. Yep, here comes Joe Caleb. We've seen this episode before, actually, as I recall. Okay, it's progressing faster than last time. Almost Burn. Okay. It's gonna be one of those days. Prisoner Sky has gone berserk and will attack anyone he sees. Final Straw was malnourished. We're doing our best, Sky. I know you're hungry. I know. Look, we're feeding the prisoners right now, even. But the base is getting burned down. Which, if you don't have any food, you will once your body is cooked. Turn off fire at will, open door, hold door open, read QY to B, let them walk through. Come on. Wait for it. There you go. I put you in front because you have 10 melee and nimble, so you dodge really good, ostensibly versus a level 0 barely heard of melee pawn, but you were already in some severe pain and it just took one hit to down you. Great. Okay, fires have been put out. Joe Caleb is back. I guess we're gonna send backup here. Just walk through. You can do that, yes? I can't wait for everything to go back to peaceful mode. I fear that it's not ever going to. We will see. Can you feed? No, you can't. You're extremely slow right now. Joe Caleb, could you please feed Sky the Gardener? Heat stroke. How? Oh, because the fires. Yeah, I guess it's a little toasty in there. 112 degrees. It is an underground fire. It's not great. Colonists need treatment. Yes. Correct. I didn't really want Joe Caleb to doctor. But that is some conveniently located medicine, I guess? For the doctor who does doctor. Did you just... Oh. The Psychic Soothe is ending. So if you thought things were bad a second ago, I guess the Psychics... Who's tending who here? What's going on? Mr. Sharps is tending Mr. Sharps. But everybody's got catharsis, so I guess the catharsis will offset, because there's been so many mental snaps that they got to relieve some stress. Almost everyone in the colony has catharsis except Y2B Shears, and it's probably only because they can't walk, therefore they can't have a mental snap. All right, low food again. I know we're gonna make more meals. I guess we could just have fungus meals on a do until we get more food. Good grief. Hey, we're making good use of the hoopstone ring. That is cursed. Keeping recreation up, so we have some dexterity for the hoopstone, and we have cerebral type for the game of And we were so oh my god, we lost the other Garanlan Dryad because we were incapacitated for like 3 straight days. Everybody's been beating each other up, and we haven't been able to go out and take care of the Garanlan. Because Childish Thin's just been going people to people. So we lost our 3rd Dryad. Kind of burning through heal root now. But, speaking of, there's 8 more. So we got, what, 16 out here? Beautiful. All right, Childish, go tend... Dude, full-time job right now, keeping everybody fed. Fiesta of Violence. I don't know what that refers to. Pinky does not like wearing the helmet. Okay. Trying to take care of everything little by little. I think I'm gonna have to force you to go prune. That's probably why I have... Wait, bed rest is 3. Plant cut is 2. So shouldn't you be focusing that before resting anyways? Well, you're on anything time, I guess. Alright, Childishton is going back to a work schedule. In fact, everybody is, except White... Oh, God. There you go. Let's try and get this back above 50%. So we can have a third one. Colonist needs rescue. How? Uh-oh. Tend quality 14. Who did this? Who tended this? The only people that could have are Childish and Pinky. Pinky only has 40% manipulation, so it may well have been you. Colony is in shambles right now. I mean, we're gonna be immune, so it's fine, but we did cut it a little close there at the end for kind of no reason. We have tended them badly on purpose, as a joke. Alright, got immunity. That's why we front-load it with good tens and good immunity. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose. Antihistamines are made up. I'm telling you. All right, do we have any scientists in chat that can explain why typically only one nostril is runny and the other one is not? Why? Why does that happen? You know, like we have the control of manual blinking, manual breathing, all that stuff. Why can't we have a manual, like, valve swap for nostrils? So I can be like, ow, one of the sides of my nose is, like, sore and raw from too much blowing my nose. Can I just switch it over? Tilt your head the other way. Let me scroll up. It's called a nasal cycle. It's a deliberate subconscious effect to force airway to be more clear in one nostril. It's pretty dumb, dude. If there's a redundancy there, then why do we need a mouth breathing redundancy? Why can't we breathe in through our ear holes? Okay? Body so stupid in evolution that we didn't come up with a third way to breathe. Okay, we should be on automatic cooking right now. Jade's spirit is broken. He decided the belief in reformed masculinism no longer made any sense. Oh no. Well, your certainty just went up, but in a different thing. Cool. Well, good news. I guess the convertibility is back off of cooldown, so let's go say why you're wrong about this religion too. Mr. Sharps gabbed about loving to Pinky and then tried to convert Jade but failed. Got an 18% hit. Okay, things are slowly chilling out. We have 3 injured colonists still. Let's tidy up. Since this colony has eyes. People are slowly coming back to normal. And we can start converting Sky, because they're probably conscious now. So, we didn't even look at your stats. There's a 50-year-old 13 double fireball plants. Slowpoke is not great. Volatile is not great. Move slowly, always falling behind, and on a hair trigger all the time. The first to break in any situation. However, it is fantastic for converting, because they just went from 83 to 56% certainty in a single attempt. So they're going to convert real fast. And then we have to break through 22 resistance, which is going to take a while. But it's faster at least a little bit now that we have this kind of tag team. So Pinky is of our ideology and breaks their certainty, so they join our ideology. Once they have, Wraithen will kind of take over and start bringing them into the colony. Ideally, we would convert Wraithen, and then they could just do both, but that's harder than it sounds. Ooh, we're getting a Psychite harvest. Why, yes. I think the colony would enjoy some Psychite tea once again. Does resistance affect conversion rate? No, but their traits do. So in this case, simply being volatile means they are predisposed to 300% more effectiveness on conversion attempts. Which goes both ways. Other colonists could speak to them in an effort to kind of passively convert them, and that will affect them more too, towards the wrong ideology. All right, we got Jade. Jade just flipped religions and is about to flip again. Sky's gonna flip within 3 attempts, potentially. Making some new clothes. Ooh, the cape. That is for Pinky. So why don't we manage and make an outfit? Actually, we've already got one. I just forgot. So that is Pinky's job. Gonna clear forest from these. Move Pinky to the front of the line. No offense, Childish Sten, but you did great converting them. But they definitely fit the role more for now. They won't fit it forever, though. Can you not wear parkas? I know that you were the OG, but you're just simply not cut out for it. For this social role. That being said, you could be a Leaf Chief. But if you're a Leaf Chief, you have to give up cooking, constructing, mining, smithing, tailoring, crafting. So we're not quite ready for that level of commitment yet. Man, we need a full-time hauler. This is bad. What? Wraithen is... Dude. Wraithen has been in this bed for a long time. It's been like 3 days of healing, I think. They're just about to heal the arm and humerus. And muscle parasites is still making its way through our bodies. Praetor... Easy. Praetor Constantia Papos of the Fallen Empire needs people to help harvest the crops. She's asking you to lend 3 colonists to serve her for 10 days. You want me to give up half my colony for 10 days for a gun link? No, no, no. No, no, no. Pinky converted Sky to her own ideologian. Sky has changed from man-porkism, which is fairly self-explanatory, towards the higher powers. And recruitment attempts will now begin. You're missing a leg. Joe Caleb's missing a leg. I still cannot believe that we were able to save Rathan with only a cut leg. They were inches away from death. Violently attacked. Pinky going into a murderous rage, nearly offing one of our colonists after a successful raid. Oh god. Again, Randy! The same potatoes! They did it. You can't just burn down this specific crop field every time I get some potatoes planted. That would be the third or fourth time. I refuse to let it happen again. Randy hates potatoes. Yeah, it's true. Rathan can walk again. Debatable. Still going to be limping a bit. Mr. Sharps, I'm loving the fact that we are using the cotton to give us some fresh clothes. It's going to keep us off tattered. And our religion ideology in particular does need pants and shirts for all colonists to feel better. Because they're so comfy. See, what sucks about losing that last Dryad is it resets the spawn. So we have to wait like 6 days. Which Dryads are actually about to get buffed, I think. Believe it or not. Let me see exactly what it was. Okay, Woodmaker Dryads. I think that was the one that I thought was the weakest anyways. Their outputs being up from 25 wood to 32 wood every 2 days per Dryad. So that's like over a 20% buff on each wood Dryad. So if you have 4 wood Dryads, that's an extra 28 wood every 2 days, which adds up to a lot. Because if you have 4 Dryads, that's going to be like 128 wood every 2 days. Reduced Dryad transform delay from 6 days to 5 days. So I think they're gonna transform a day faster. It's still bad? False. It's much better, especially on this map. It's gonna be quite useful. I would actually consider using wood Dryads on the extreme desert tundra, because fiber corn ain't good enough. So to put it in perspective, right now, this fiber corn field, when fully planted, I don't know how to count all these, but this is only 2 wood per fiber corn plant. So a single Dryad would put out as much as 16 fiber corns. So that means we do not have to plant, we do not have to harvest, it saves time on jobs, and I only have 70% fertility, so it takes far longer than 6 days. It's actually like a 10 to 11 day grow time. So we are going to get, with wood Dryads, just, I would say like 4 wood Dryads is probably the equivalent to 4 to 6 fiber corn fields. Get tree growing. Cactus is good. I already have tree growing. I don't like cactus. 3 reasons. Number 1, very long planting time, so colonists get stuck planting a tree instead of doing something else. Number 2, they cannot be planted adjacent to each other, so they take up more space. On a map like this, when there are no concentrated big squares of growing, that means you're actually not getting that many cacti planted. The only advantage is that they grow slightly faster. I am planning on getting wood Dryads even without the buff on this map, for that exact reason.
This is the sub sound.
I can't wait until you're over this Psykite binge, so we're gonna accidentally kill you one of these times. Who do I even want to bring in here? We gotta open this now, because the door is about to break. They even might still break it. Need to repair. Easy. Muscle parasites, so obnoxious. You done, Jade? Did we break anything permanently this time, like the ring finger last time? What season are we on? What does that mean? Like summer? We're in the summer, December-y, Southern Hemisphere? Or you mean like the colony? Jokingly, season 3? Yes, I do need the medicine a lot more. So I can not have to be so stingy with forbidding people. Actually, you I'm gonna be stingy with. Because the faster you heal, the faster you have a withdrawal snap. But this medicine is invaluable to me right now. Because we get injured so much from all the mental snaps, I need them to be healed faster with better quality tins. Speaking of, let's go haul. Really impressed with the medicine dryads. Because 2 days goes by faster than it feels. And even with only 2 of them, we're maintaining, like, I have not planted any heal root today, you know? And we've already used like 20 heal root, and we still got a stockpile of 36 with just 2 dryads. And the third one will respawn in 2.5 days. So that feels good. But yeah, having that heal root to... Ooh, Old Goods Trader. To like do better tins on muscle parasites and everything just kind of speeds up the downtime. Oh, it was Pinky. Childish, what's wrong with you? No recreation. You gonna do another catatonic breakdown? Oh, where's the food? No wood! And that's why I need the wood dryads. Fibercorn's 94% grown. We're burning through that. Well, there's some up here actually. We need more people on planting. We just need more people. God, what should I do? Let's just... I don't know what to do. I need to manual Y2B shears. Which of these is... Well... Must designate sufficiently grown plants. Oh, it's chop wood. It's a tree command. Oh, yeah. I didn't piece that together. I feel like Childish is going to have a mental snap on the way. Keeping up with the food right now is difficult. Also, only getting like 1 wood. There's a lot of work. Maybe... Dear God. How do I keep rolling this many berserks, murderous rages, and also going to kill prisoners? Wraithen has decided to kill Pinky because they are hungry. Huh. How interesting. Pinky earlier cut off Rathan's leg after downing them with a single knife strike. After the raid, I think Rathan went up here to reminisce about the fights, which, by the way, we just left all the weapons up here, because nobody's even had time to go haul. And we just finished healing, so of course someone... Actually, Pinky's not healed from the last one, but now Rathan wants revenge on Pinky. I'm gonna have to try to arrest you. I just want things to go well so I can fast forward and we can, like, make progress. That's all. That's all I want. So I will send Joe Caleb versus Rathan. They are of similar speed and build. Someone needs to talk to the, traders. Duck. Please take my old dusty pants and t-shirts. Please take my lizard skin. This isn't enough sheep or bison wool to do anything, so I might just sell that too. Hyperweave I will hoard though. Give me the wealth. Animals will be cool one day. Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't think I want anything. Progress Omega Law, yeah? More or less. Okay, anyway. Borshi, thank you for 17 months of sub. Hello? Really? You were so close to stopping this murderous rage from across the map. It's ugly outside. Okay. Guys, didn't you all just catharsis? Has catharsis worn off and that's why you're so unhappy? This is so dysfunctional today.
This is the sub sound.
Randy doesn't even need to do anything. Like, Randy could just send any old raid, and we're gonna lose at least a colonist or two. It could be anything. You know? Also, one sec. Okay. Well, what are we gonna do now? Oh, would you like to wake up someone else to have a mental snap on the way? What did Childish even do? Childish is trying to heal Pinky's muscle parasites? Will never haul. I hate this. I hate this combination of cascading failure. The dominoes. I heard someone just eat raw food. That's gonna be good. I'm not trying to get you to refuel the stove. I'm trying to get you to cook simple meals. So what am I missing? You're not a cook. That's what I'm missing. Okay, whatever, you're not a warden. Just go cook. Childish, please release Rathan. Don't have a mental snap on the way. You guys suck. Pinky, just drop the damn raw food. You guys are just in a cascade of death. Do not eat raw. Do not eat it. We're gonna start dropping meals. on the floor. Hurry. Hurry. Cook faster! I'm staring at the boiling water right now, and I'm ready to put the pasta in. Why did you make Psykite tea? Why the hell did you just make... Oh, it's up on the priority list. Oh, my God. Oh, my God! I just let you out of prison, and you're already trying to kill Pinky again. Now the cook has to arrest you before you kill the other person, and then these two are just eat the raw food. I don't care. It's better than malnutrition at this point. I'm just gonna leave you inside the base in restraint so you can't murder anybody yet. Oh! No! This is like the third or fourth time Childish Din has had a fit on the ground, fists pounding inside the toy aisle because I won't buy you the newest Nerf gun or 3,000-piece Lego set. You're gonna be incapacitated for like 4 days, dude. At the beginning of stream, you wouldn't even help us with the fight because you were already in some kind of, this is like the 3rd days this stream. You know what? I'm glad I took 5 or 6 days off from this. I needed that. I'm still freaking out right now because of all this bullshit. I need some buffer time. This is hurting my brain. All right, are you hungry? Yes. Okay, I will have you eat a simple meal after you cook. You're so good, Mr. Sharps. What? Okay, I'm taking you all off work schedules again because you are all terrible. I hate all of you. Honestly, some of the worst colonists I've ever had the misfortune of overseeing, Mr. Sharps. Malnourished, you say. Is that why you have decided not to do anything? Tell me more. The food is literally being chewed in your mouth, and it is about to be swallowed. This is like a you can't fire me, I quit scenario. All right, so that's 2 colonists incapacitated and Wraithen in restraints on the floor, just passed out. No one is currently available to help any of you, actually. I'm scared to release Wraithen. You had 2 back-to-back terrible experiences. So we're just gonna... Well, you could still... You guys just... They chatted about eating. Yes, I can see why you might chat about eating, Wraithen. Let's release you so that you can get a meal, I guess. Go get a meal. Nobody wants to help Childish Din. Frankly, I don't want to help Childish Din.
This is the sub sound.
Wraithen's certainty in full man-porkism has been reduced to 50%. That's actually good, but everything else is bad. Why? Wraithen, I didn't know you were were you wandering in sadness? You were, yes, because that's why you had the crisis of belief. You were also oh my, I can't keep up with all this. There's no bed to rescue you two. We're never going to escape this vicious cycle of every single colonist has a mental snap, gets catharsis for 2 or 3 days. We recover from the sequence of mental snaps, and then by the point we recover, they all have a mental snap again. Give them Psychite tea. Wow, what a genius idea. Maybe if my drug colony had unlimited Psychite tea, then they could drink it and have a plus 12 mood buff. How good. You might have missed it a second ago when I accidentally created 4 Psychite tea, which I did while everyone in the colony was starving. So we have a little order of operations here. We have to prioritize the literal health and survival of the colonists in eating and filling their belly with food so they don't have a minus 20 malnourished, and then we can actually feed them Psychite tea. Which, by the way, I believe they should already be on a schedule, especially the High Life colonists are already on a Psychite tea schedule. But I can't just feed them Psychite tea every day, because we've already done that in a colony a while ago, and we saw the repercussions of doing so. You get some temporary mood buffs for long-term kidney failure, which is going to ruin their ability to recover from any injuries. So we have to space it out. Wants TripAdvisor apparel. Didn't you make a cape? Did someone steal the cape? Nope, the cape just never got finished. I am actually, though, confused why they're not taking the 2 Psychite tea that's already in here. I know I have it set to every 2 days. It's every 3 days right now, but that it's been like 2 weeks. I'm trying to avoid them getting addicted because we're seeing what happens when they get addicted. Oh, the prisoners are... No, they're not starving. Wisest. It's interesting that your name is Wisest. How many different commands will you try before you look at the title? And there you go. You got it. Good job. I'm proud of you. How much do you guys want to bet Pinky is going to mental snap before drinking Psychite tea? But yes, we only just got the Psychoid harvest. So Psychoid only just became a possibility again. And they're just so mad at life that even Psychite tea isn't really that much. They're still getting the attended party buff. Extremely comfortable. Man, they're just so pissed. It's really muscle parasites, that constant -10 on 3 of our colonists, and the associated, like, physical debuffs are really hurting us. But since it's also really resource intensive to give all colonists Psychite tea, these leaves are gonna go extremely fast. This is like when your dad is really mad at you while he's trying to change a tire and snaps at you. I am like that in real life, though. Like, if I'm doing something that is physically difficult and takes a lot of mental focus, and somebody comes up and, like, asks a question, it's like, get out of here. Like, leave me alone. I'm busy. I'll deal with whatever your problem is when I can deal with it. A royal masseuse named Glabus is crashing in a transport pod nearby. If she survives the impact, she'll be badly wounded. She is from the Fallen Empire. If you rescue her, she may join freely, otherwise she will return home and spread goodwill between your factions. Probably don't want to capture Because that is you don't want to capture a fallen empire person. This is a charity incident. Believers with charitable beliefs will be unhappy if you decline. Well, who wants to do the deed? Who's starving? Why can't we cook? Because Mr. Sharps refuses to cook. Joe Caleb can cook. The stove keeps running out of fuel. Pinky, are you fast? No. Rathan is not fast. Wow, 16%. Dude, who's gonna mental snap on the way? I think it just has to be Pinky. Psychite Tea will at least help offset. We should bring some medicine, though, and just do a field tend.
My liege, a new sub for your collection.
Run while you still can.
You know what, guys? Being a sub's not so bad.
Get that guy.
All right, Pinky, I'm counting on you. What is nice about Psychite Tea is it offsets tiredness by a good amount. Well, not anymore, but it did. Who goes there? Fira, thanks for 6 community subs. Interesting number. Did I just hear Globus get up and is starting to self-tend? Please don't do that. Psychotic break. Good. I just assume no one's doing anything in this colony at this point. Well, what's up, Fira? Thank you for supporting the stream. Appreciate $30 in gift subs. And good evening. Also, what's up, Quantum Spastic for 13 months. Thanks for the resub. Roboticist. Saint Botanist. I've become VOD Watcher, restorer of sleep schedules. I take it that Globus isn't going to join us. Bye. See you later. Okay, food exists again. And who else is there? Salamanderus? Hey, Salamanderus. Lots of new Prime subbers today. Hello, new Primers. And also White Fox, I do hate cactus. Thanks again, White Fox and Mr. Int. The both of you. A monstrous building. That doesn't sound tempting. It's a 3-star quest. Make a 10 by 12 within 11 days. Then protect it for 15. This actually isn't that hard, so I'm confused why it's a 3-star. 10 by 12 isn't that big. Shooting skill trainer, though, I guess. It's kind of a lot of work for 750 silver. Shooting skill trainer scares me because I'm not convinced that any of you are actually going to survive. So I would be using it on someone who I expect to die. Can we please feed the people who are dying? Rathan. It's ridiculous that we still have problems with malnutrition this far into the game. And we still have food, and we still have cooks. I need to start closing some of these doors. It's getting too scary. 8 without table. Nice. Okay. Rathan is the last person still starving. Maybe the prisoners. No, prisoners are actually fine. Mr. Sharps is no longer in a psychotic state. And Jade has been converted to the higher power. Recruitment can now resume again. We had already gotten Jade down to a 7. Do I even want to recruit someone at 68% psychite withdrawal? Not really, but at this point, we may as well. The thing is, what do we even do? Do we allow them to take psychites? If indeed they do join, or do we just try and get them unaddicted and just wait it out and then give them psychite afterward? $20 more heal root just sitting out here. Tending is still 57%. Childish was the tender and is allowing this to fall below 50% again due to that catatonic snap. So the person who is connected to the Garanland going into catatonic is actually terrible without a significant buffer. How long does addiction take to recover? This long. You're watching it happen live. You are experiencing it now yourself. Okay, what are you working on? Is this the cape? That's actually great because Pinky will no longer have a -4 from not having the clothes they want for TripAdvisor. Speaking of, we can do conversion again. We have a couple good targets. Mr. Sharps and Wraithen both. I think we do Mr. Sharps first. Mr. Sharps is in such a good mood. And I'm scared to even wake Pinky up. Observed rotting corpse. Okay, well... we don't have any constructors. Joe Caleb technically is, I guess. Alright, let's try and convert Mr. Sharps. Since you are making the cape for us. 20% certainty. He was upset by the attempt, but you're in such a good mood. I don't think you'll mind. Pinky tried to convert me. I wish they'd just leave me alone. I wish they'd leave me alone. I wish the colonists would leave me alone. I am once again asking you if Pinky has been named. I'm once again timing out people who just come in and assume that we haven't named the colonists who have been in the colony for like 3 streams now. Chat, you're annoying me. Pinky has broken inside and become obsessed with corpses. She is going to dig up a corpse and present it for all to see. This happened because of poor mood, serious pain. Thank you, Pinky. I was just about to bury corpses. And now I guess we will have 1 extra to bury. At this point, I am not changing anyone's name in the whole colony. Caravan from Hinosha is approaching. They are a combat supplier. They will hang around the colony for some time before leaving. You can attack them, but this will anger the faction. No, I will not attack them. Combat supplier. Are we broke? No, we got a little money. All right, haulers have a place to bury these corpses. Where did you even put the... Oh, it's in Pinky's room. You are dangerously low on food. No, we're actually just dangerously low on wood. Because my crop growers refuse to actually help do anything. If you look around, you can see exactly what I mean and how we're in a dangerous course right now. You'll see in a second. Dude, the jump pack tech print that we never got to use in the Undead Witnesses is one of my biggest regrets. I actually need the Equa. Dude, our colony sucks. I'm tired of sucking. Samurai helmet, normal, 1300. What?
This is the subset.
A marine armor helmet with a built-in status computer and layered plasteel weave plates. Yes, I know Pinky was the prisoner's name before joking. You guys are just annoying, and I'm going to leave the name to spite you. I am aware. Embedded LTEX threads also enhance the wearer's psychic sensitivity. Yes, so it's just a reskinned marine helmet, but it looks cool. None of you deserve to be named Pinky. That's the bottom line. I think we're not going to do anything with these people. Oh, never mind. We might buy a Gladius. Because I know we're researching smithing. But it would be nice to have an actual proper melee weapon. I just legally changed my name to Pinky to spite you. I think I am gonna buy the Gladius. But I'm not gonna give it to anybody so they don't mental snap. Very cool, not at all petulant. I mean, you can cry about it more in chat if you want. It won't bother me. Sounds like it's bothering you, though. My game. I make the rules. You don't have a right to be in my game. You have the privilege. My game now. No, it's mine. Ooh, I knew we were going to have at least 1 or 2 piles that are spoiling out here for no reason. I believe it's actually Randy's game. He just lets you play. Randy doesn't let us play. Randy gives us the controller that's not even plugged in. And we just pretend like we're playing, but the story has already been written. I wish... Hang on. Do I have to trick you into hauling more than 1 pile of medicine? Yes. In fact, I could trick you into hauling all 4 of those. I see we still have a body in here. What if I just... Okay, would this make you guys happier? That better? Now you can just see it. Now you can just see this reminder walking around the map at all times that this colonist is not named after you. And we'll just make this the focal point and the main character. And then I have to say the full name every time I refer to it. This is my new favorite character. LMAO, not you. Like, someone in chat's already changing their username. Okay, I was halfway hoping that this character is the one that had the mental snap, but no, it's Jade with the Psyche withdrawal. Still better than cute Bussy. Ugh, Jade. 71% withdrawal. No one's feeding you. I actually can't blame you this time. Where are the wardens? Wraithen's choosing not to help you. Laughing my ass off, not you, ha, is also choosing not to help you. It's probably because we don't have any more meals. It's probably because we don't have any more wood. It's probably because we are not replanting it. This is what I was talking about earlier. We haven't replanted the fiber corn. We haven't replanted the potatoes. I'm just going to forbid potato sowing here. I'm going to forbid... Nobody's even attempted to plant up here. There has not even been a single attempt made. Nobody's replanted the cotton. Nobody's replanted the psychoid. Good. We're just on a vicious death roller coaster heading down. You love to see it. So what am I going to do about it? I don't know. Starve, I guess. Nobody repaired this door either. It was then that I knew. Wait, are you wearing... Why did I leave a smoke pop and a flak vest? No wonder you've been so hard to take down. I couldn't see the flag vest under all those layers. Door gone. Are you gonna move? Why did that push you backwards? This is why you have to wait until they do the first punch. It's probably better just to let Y2B shear solo. And we leveled up. I meant to repair that door so long ago. I need to take a gamer dog break, but I don't trust my colonists to live. Because we don't have any food. Here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to prioritize Mr. Sharp's on growing after this cloth cape is done. Well, actually, you've already finished the rest of the clothes? Just finish it, please. You're like 10 work from being done. I don't even care what quality it is. Disable auto pause. I refuse. Alright, laughing my ass off. Get in here, get your cape. Alright, how about we do this, chat? I'm gonna make you work for this. You want this? You want Pinky to be renamed so bad? Prove it. Let's see how bad you want it. You have less than 24 hours to collectively raise, he's fine as is, Nopers. You guys are just trying to reverse psychology me. You think if you can trick me into thinking you like the name, then I will just change it of my own will in order to try to do something you don't like, which is actually something you do like. Jedi mind trick. It's a good name. Yeah, but don't you want to do a community challenge for fun? Don't you want to see the points go up? I knew Nopers was a mistake. I don't know why I gave in. I just, you know what? I'm just gonna let it roll. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. Okay? How about that? How about we make it into a weird lottery thing, where the last Oh no, that's actually bad because then you'll all hoard your channel points. How can we do this? I like it how it is. LMAO, not you, huh? I knew it was coming. I already called it. You just copied my joke. Account created. Wow. I can't. You know what? I don't respect this joke because I only respect people who have the balls to rename their main account instead of creating an alt account. Keep it for 3 months, you coward. Lock it in. Lock in the joke. Ban the IP. You know what? I can spite all of you. It's me. How you like that? I just rigged it for myself. I was going to give you guys the opportunity to put some channel points together. To name it after you. Instead, it's going to be me. I'll just claim it. And none of you can beat me. I'm in the game, and I'm the moral guide. Definitely the next to die. Ooh, I love this song. Okay, worried about the food scenario. Cooks. Cooks. Mr. Sharps. We gotta stop everyone from eating raw food for a minute. And I also seriously hope we get more Nutrifungus. Actually, we are, yeah. Why don't you take the Nutrifungus that's right next to you? I'll haul it for you, even. Look, it's me. It actually, I'm not gonna lie. It feels weird to look over. I saw that, and I did a double take. And it's gonna be real weird referring to the character by my name. Are you hungry? No. Are they hungry? Yes. Can you feed? I reserve that. Me. It was so strange. Playing as you is too meta. No, Mac, I'm tired of playing as myself in real life. I'm ready to go to the character editor. I'm kind of already in the character editor. Actually. My weight loss character editor is still on track. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I am now 12 pounds down. I'm not doing Ring Fit though. I got too many other responsibilities over the last couple weeks. I have not been exercising, I've just been dieting. I will get back to exercising when I can. I am legitimately it's actually really nice. It was going like pretty fast, I guess, for the first 10 pounds, and then the last like 2 have been much more prolonged. But also I'm on a eat whatever you want diet. As long as I eat smaller portions. Like I had some cheeseburgers and fries a few days ago. That's fine. You can do that. I'm just not gonna eat 2 double cheeseburgers and fries and order an 800-calorie milkshake. So it's actually quite nice because I still eat whatever I want. Just not as much. Kitchen is really like 90% of the work. Yeah, just cooking in general. Or just like, you mean what you eat? But yeah. Choosing different foods is 90% of the work. Wraithen just went into a sad wander and then instantly went to sleep and lost the sad wander, I guess. That was... Did you get catharsis? You did. Best catharsis ever. Felt good to embottle my feelings. Just kind of like let out a scream in the hallway. Ah! And then went to bed immediately. You know, sometimes it just squeaks out of you. You just can't hold it anymore. Also down 10 this summer. Nice, Nomac. Nice. I think I'm just reeling it back in from 2020, you know? I'm finally able to slowly come to terms and accept 2020 for what it was, which was awful. And it's already almost 2022. We're just all going to have a missing year. 2021 will have just disappeared in the collective consciousness, which I guess is fine. It'll happen. Much like how, for me, 2001 was so defining of the collective consciousness with 9/11 and stuff that 2002 through 2004 were just deleted. I have no memory of those years. I can remember like 05, 06, 07. But 2002, like those next 3 years are just gone from my consciousness and memory. All right, we're making Psychite tea. We're dealing with berserk prisoners, and we got food. Why are we allowing you to be ravenously hungry? There's food on the ground. There's no wood on the ground. That's the big thing that's about to bite us. There's 24, actually. 6 colonists is, well, okay, it's more like 5 colonists. Looking at you. Looking at you. Are you alive? Are you still in catatonic? Yeah.
This is the sub sound.
Here we go again. This is like the thing we've done the most today. Good dodge. Nimble is amazing. Get him. We'll be with you in a moment. Prisoner who we had to beat down again. Destroyed index finger. Yes. Yes. Do your job slower when you finally join the colony. Yes. You did it to yourself just like the person across the hall. Yeah. Fewer fingers for everybody before you even help to join the colony. I'd love to see it. And you're bleeding. Mr. Sharps will tend to you now. Wait. The micromanagement never ends. I will actually tend to you personally. Muscle parasites is almost gone! For some of us. Okay, we stop the bleeding. We're gonna feed you. We can't... Funny. We keep having to knock them out, and when we knock them out, we can't recruit them. And then when they come to, they rebel again, and we have to knock them out again. So it's just an endless cycle of never actually being able to recruit them. Which is in large part due to the nature of their habitats. And the food that we're feeding them is also... apparently they've got raw food recently. And here's a funny thing. I wonder if higher power, like our religious colonists, will need to have Psychite tea administered to them, because higher, like the drug high life ideology does give it. Well, we used to have that. Where'd that go? I remember last stream we had some of our colonists in the religion needed drugs. They were starving, specifically. I wonder if prisoners will have that, too. Okay, chat. I'm scared to abandon them in their hour of need. Kiva Wallow, thanks for the 17 months, by the way. Welcome back. Thank you, Gamer Deathbot. Just right on time. Right on time. And also, hoodies for a second month. Thanks for the slubs. Okay, I'm gonna queue up some of the heal roots. Dude, the heal root is constant. We just need haulers. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. We let it get under 50 because Childish went catatonic. Rathan has broken down as wandering in sadness due to having been in prison. That was ages ago. It's gonna think about it for 9 more days? Gain 1 colonist back, lose another. That's the law. Equivalent exchange or something. But yeah, we're at 51 heal roots still with just 2. So I guess we're still doing pretty good. As long as we can keep these 2 up and at them. They are the sole providers of heal root for us. And it's working swimmingly. Oh, they have potatoes? The potatoes didn't burn for once. Wow. And the people who don't like fungus meals can actually eat some non-fungus. That's crazy. Why 41 though? Why 41 potatoes? Isn't it just 40? Okay, so we actually have 6 potato meals. And weirdly, we're out of fungus for once. But it's growing back in. Okay, chat, let's make a save. And I need to take a BRB. I'm a little scared to take a BRB. I'm gonna follow me. I'm scared to leave it on 2x because of how micromanagey it's been. So, I'll be back in a few minutes. I know that's kind of large. Music down. And this music on. All right, thanks for hanging out tonight and watching this. We haven't done anything. That's not entirely true. We did a raid and captured somebody, but I don't know if it's good or bad. But yeah, I guess I'll leave this on 2x. Good luck, everybody. Be back in a minute.
This is the subsound.
Hey guys, what's up? Sorry to abruptly pull this on you, but I think I'm gonna have to end the stream early tonight because I just took Midas outside and I think he pulled a muscle. So I am going to take off to make sure that everything's okay.
This is the sub sound.
And make sure I don't need to go on a little emergency trip. So, sorry to rip the rug out from under you, but I want to just be sure that everything is going to be all right. This is now the short stream streamer. But he's still walking around and moving around. It's so hard to tell if he's in pain because he's such a happy-go-lucky dog. But he's moving a little funky, so I'm just going to watch him and make sure I don't put him on the back burner while doing a stream and then end up having some kind of larger issue. So, I'll be back, I guess early tomorrow, and we'll play some more games. Sorry to send you off unceremoniously into the night, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll jump back in if all is going well at that point. We're just having dog problems this week. Just one of those weeks. But anyways, I'm not going to drag this out. Appreciate the in-stream support. Those of you who subbed, thanks for understanding. And I will catch you guys again, hopefully tomorrow. All right. Night-night for now.